This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Masters of the WWUniverse Rey Mysterio figure. This is one of those figures where I got it off of eBay and he was already out of the package, but they did include, of course, the backing card, the comic, and the accessories. So it's an okay deal. Um, the last one I have like this actually is Roman Reigns, who maybe I'll go ahead and do that one next too, just to get this set of or this entire wave over with, I believe, if I did that. So if we take a look at his backing board, we see a picture here of Rey flying through the mountains of WWE Eternia. And of course, it's already mentioning that the mountain. And of course, the back of the card right away mentions the mountains. Soaring above the highest mountains in the 619 district of WWE Eternia, the noble Rey Mysterio dons his mighty mask of mystery to protect the Booyaka tribe from evil. I hope I said that right. The Booyaka 619 refers to his theme song, I believe. And I would consider throwing that in here, but I'm going to assume that that would probably get me a copyright strike. And my channel's not big enough to handle that. Also on the back, we see that he comes with wings that you can put on him and twist into powerful battle positions. And we have Rey Mysterio, heroic high flyer, Macho Man Randy Savage, Master of Macho Madness, Faker John Cena, evil robot of the Skull King, and Roman Reigns, heroic big dog. And of course, we have the mini comic here that shows Rey Mysterio going up against Faker John Cena. Within the background, we have two people that I'm assuming are supposed to represent the Booyaka tribe, and I am wondering if they are actually dressed in a manner that would be how his supporters dressed when he wrestled. On the inside, we get another bit of artwork with our buddy Rey. Rey Mysterio, heroic high flyer, height 5'6". Weight 175 pounds. Superstar powers, flight and super speed. Can fool enemies into underestimating him. Foreign object, Lucha, Wing Pack, and Mask of Mystery. The great battle has begun. Darkness threatens to consume WWE Eternia as the faction of evil superstars rises from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge to defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE Universe. Mwahaha! Sorry. Anyway, that brings us to the little mini comic here where Rey Mysterio scouts the area. Finally, I have found the tracks of whoever attacked the Booyaka tribe. There he is. But wait, can it be John Cena? Wait a minute. It's the Skull King's evil imposter John Cena. Robot. He'll pay for this. Booyaka, Booyaka 619. You can't see me. My time is now. Okay, can somebody explain to me what the whole you can't see me thing is and my time is now with John Cena? Because that's been mentioned in the last time in the John Cena Faker comic. So again, on the back of the cover we have Faker John Cena, evil robot of the Skull King, Macho Man Randy Savage, master of Macho Madness, Roman Reigns, heroic big dog, and Rey Mysterio, the heroic high flyer. So I had asked under a comment by Bucky the American Samurai, who follows my channel, um, why Rey Mysterio was using Stratos' stuff, because I had no idea. And he told me that he was a high flyer, and I guess if I'd read the package, I would have seen that myself, but you know, me, uh, I don't prepare myself very well. So for the high flyer thing, that's the guys who tend to jump off the ropes and the posts in the wrestling matches. And I saw that John Snuka, I believe his name is, is actually probably considered the greatest of them, it looked like. And, go as high as like 15 feet in the air. And our buddy Ray here is the one who actually got that position for the Masters of the WWUniverse. And he was born as Oscar Gutierrez Rubio on December 11th, 1974. And I sincerely hope I pronounced that right, and I apologize if I didn't. He is an American professional wrestler and currently signed with the WWE and performs on the SmackDown brand. He is actually the nephew of Rey Mysterio, who I believe was actually a lucha libre wrestler in Mexico. And the R Ray began wrestling on the independent circuit in 1989 at the age of 14 before signing with the AAA in 1992. He's had stints in the ECW, the WWA, and the WCW. He helped popularize the lucha libre in the United States, which also led to the rise of the cruiserweight wrestling divisions, which I honestly don't understand what that means other than probably somewhere, I'm assuming is between somewhere between lightweight and medium weight. He also lost his match. He lost his mask in the Lucha de Apestas against Kevin Nash, working unmasked until 2002. I know I pronounced that one wrong. Some of the other names he has used is, oh my god, I'm going to pronounce all of these wrong. Colibre, La Jarita Verde, El Nino, Rey Mysterio 2, Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio Jr. is listed again. Let's go ahead and take a better look at our buddy Ray here. So, the equipment he comes with is actually from the Classics series uh, for Stratos. The backpack for sure, and it's painted, which is kind of a nice touch. We also, of course, get the additional equipment here. I think it would have been kind of cool if they'd done deluxe figures in the WWE and actually gave us an unmasked version of him since he has fought unmasked. And yeah, the wings are also from the classic Stratos, which kind of surprised me because I thought for sure they would have used the Origin Stratos wings. We've also got two bicep bands. Interesting to note is that they're both the same shape and not specifically made for both arms separately, even though the shape obviously goes with one arm. Our mans are in place. Doesn't he look pretty? And now we will put the wings on. Maybe we'll put the wings on. I'm actually kind of curious as to how tight this will fit. Well, they do. That actually fits pretty well. So, all right. So you gotta have the wings further up. I'm not a big fan of how far off to the sides of his arms that they're holding on to. I do think they might have been better off going with the wings from the Origins version, because I've got to think I believe that that was out at the time. So maybe it would not be a bad idea to go ahead and heat these up and kind of bend them more inwards on this figure, because on the classic Stratos they're also bent in more too, and it's probably because he's been in the plastic for so long that his figure has the wings bending out like that. But let's take a look at him. Here we've got the head sculpt, which the mask looks pretty well done. They painted quite a bit of it. Unfortunately, they also painted his chin, where I'm sure they weren't supposed to. And there is a lot of spots where the paint, especially the yellow, isn't quite covering as well as it should. So it's kind of a sloppy paint job on there. Same thing with his WWE diaper. There's a lot of slop here from the deco on his crotch. So that's kind of sad. I do like that they matched up the uh, patterns, the little eagle head, I guess I would call it, or stylized eagle head on the legs and on his mask. And again, I do like they painted the feathers at the top there. Articulation wise, we have a ball joint at the head where we can look down and up and spin around, kind of look up to the side, look down towards his nipple. The arms, of course, hinge upwards and hinge downwards and can spin. And of course, when we start moving it, the wings slip off the spot where it's tight and get in the way. Another reason I think they should have used Stratos. Well, I mean, obviously they use Stratos, Origin Stratos' wings. Although I do like the tall wings though. We have a hinge at the elbow, so we can get that kind of almost 90-degree angle there. And there's a peg there, so you can spin it around. And his wing just keeps on sliding off. The hand has a spin to it, and we have an in and out hinge for articulation. We have the waist swivel, or waist spin. I guess it's the same thing. He can kick up yay far, and he can kick back yay far, which isn't really a whole heck of a lot. Kind of feel like I'm not getting as far back as I usually do, so I don't know if that's some specific issue with this figure compared to the other ones I've done. We've got a less than 90-degree bend at the knee, and in this case, his knee is really kind of loose. He does come with a different set of boots than our standard WWE figures. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen these bottoms before because they have like this almost spat-like thing on the top of it. So I think he has some unique feet. We have, of course, can kick up and down on the ankle and pivot around. And the boot cut is still there, so we can spin the boot around as well. Not a big fan of the question marks on his boots, but I'm also not going to take them off. As mentioned before, we do have the jetpack from the classic Stratos. Comparison wise, I have classic Stratos. So, and actually on this one they did paint, on Stratos they did paint the little medallion here on the middle, and of course the leaves on the top also. And if you can see it, there's a string attached to Stratos' backpack because I had him hanging from the shelf. But yeah, it is the same backpack, although I think again because he's been in the box so long, the wings or the little fins on the backpack are kind of moving together. Then of course compared to the Origin Stratos, the wing design is different, and these clip on better, probably because they are a clip. and I think they they probably should have just gone with the Origins wings because I've got to assume that Stratus was out by that point, but maybe not. Of course, we have also seen where they have chosen on a regular basis to use the classics equipment even when the same equipment was already out for Origins. So, fun bit of information for you. Though with the classic Stratos, the wings on the arms are actually glued into place in the first release. And in many cases, they were glued in the wrong positions because when I got him, his wing was glued on like that. And I had to sit here and work this wing for like a half an hour to break the glue in order to turn it into the proper position. Overall, I'd say right here has a really good appearance. Very colorful. I like it. I just I'm not a big fan of the way the classics wings sit on his wrists because they don't stay in place very well. Maybe if they had designed the wrists or the forearms to have a ridge in there to help hold it in place, that would be different. But they didn't do that, so now we're stuck with it like moving around all the time. So let's go ahead. I think we will put him up against. Let's put him up against Stratos, shall we? In this corner, we have the master of the high flying wrestling acrobatics, Rey Mysterio, versus the master of the high flying Birdmen of Eternia, Stratos. Both of them masked wonders of the Eternia. So I was expecting at some point the wings or the backpack would get caught in the ropes, and I wasn't disappointed. Take a look at that. Anyway, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any additional details on Rey Mysterio, because I do have the last figure of Rey Mysterio that they made also to do at some point in the future. Peace and love. So it would appear that during the wrestling match, some of Rey's red paint scraped off onto Stratus's thigh.